Have you ever noticed how easy it is to focus on one thing that's wrong, even when everything else is going right? Our minds are wired to fixate it on problems. But what if that's keeping us from seeing the bigger picture? In life, we tend to dwell on our struggles, mistakes, and disappointments, just like students in a surprising classroom experiment. This classic story reveals a powerful lesson about perspective and how shifting your focus can change everything. Watch now to discover how to stop letting small problems overshadow the good in your life and learn how to untap your potential. Welcome to Untapping Your Potential, where we will share with you motivational stories, motivational figures, comeback stories, and public speaking tips that will keep you growing and inspire you to take action. One day, a professor entered his classroom and announced that the students would have a surprise test. "Oh, great, not again," one student said. The students, caught off guard, anxiously waited at their desks as he handed out the exam papers face down as usual. Once everyone had their papers, the professor instructed them to turn them over. And to their surprise, there were no questions. Just a single black dot in the center of the page. The students looked around in confusion. What were they supposed to do? The professor then gave them a simple instruction. Write about what you see. The students, though puzzled, began writing. Some described the dot's position on the paper. Others speculated on its meaning. Everyone focused entirely on the black dot. When the time was up, the professor collected the papers and began reading them aloud. One by one, he shared their responses. And while each student had their own interpretation, they all had one thing in common. Everyone had written about the black dot. When he finished, the classroom fell silent. The professor then smiled and said, "These are all good answers, but they're all wrong." The students all gasped. "But don't worry, I won't be grading you on this test. Instead, I want to leave you with something to think about. Not a single one of you wrote about the white part of the paper. Everyone focused on the small black dot in the center." The same thing happens in life. You're fixated on the problems, the things that bother you, the struggles you face, the disappointments and worries. But those dark spots are only a small part of the bigger picture. Yet they take up so much of your focus that you forget to appreciate everything else you have. The blessings, the opportunities, the moments of happiness. Life is like a sheet of paper. The dark spots exist, but they don't define the whole page. Shift your focus. Instead of dwelling on the black dot, look at the vast white space around. Enjoy each blessing. Cherish every moment. Live with gratitude and love. The secret of happiness is to focus on the good in every situation. The story of the black dot is a powerful reminder that our focus shapes our reality. In life, problems, struggles, and disappointments will always exist, but they don't define the full picture. Yet, much like the students in the professor experiment, you would often fixate on the small imperfections rather than appreciate the vast space of opportunity, joys, and blessings around you. Look, it's natural to notice problems. They demand our attention. Our brains are wired to spot threats, to analyze danger, and to focus on what's wrong rather than what's right. But when you constantly dwell on challenges, you risk losing sight on everything else. You become overwhelmed by what's missing instead of celebrating what's already there. Think about how often one small inconvenience ruins an otherwise good day. Maybe you spilled coffee on your shirt, got stuck in traffic, or had a disagreement with someone. The rest of the day may have been perfectly fine, but if you fixate on that single frustrating moment, it colors your entire perception. The key to happiness isn't about eliminating challenges, because they will always be part of life. It's about learning to shift focus towards gratitude, positivity, and growth. What you give your energy to expands. If you focus on negativity, it multiplies. But if you train yourself to look for the good, the opportunities and the moments of joy, your outlook naturally improves. Look, this doesn't mean ignoring difficulties or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to see the bigger picture. The students saw only the black dot, but in reality, there was so much more space beyond it. In the same way, you often focus on what's wrong in your life, while overlooking the countless things that are going right. By learning to zoom out, to appreciate the full canvas rather than just the flaws, you gain clarity, peace, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. Life is filled with both dark spots and open spaces. It's up to you to decide which one you focus on. So how can you train your mind to see beyond the black dots in your life? Well, 1, shift your focus to positivity. When you face challenges, it's easy to let negativity take over. You replay failures, dwell on what went wrong, and overlook everything that's going right. But focusing on positivity is a habit. And like any habit, it can be trained. Number 2, practice gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful ways to change your perspective in life. When you focus on what you have instead of what you lacked, you naturally feel happier, more fulfilled, and less stressed. Look, it's not about ignoring problems. It's about recognizing the good that exists alongside them. The more you appreciate the blessings in your life, the less power your struggles have over you. By shifting your focus to what is present rather than what is missing, you begin to see life with a new sense of appreciation and balance. Look, instead of getting lost in worries and disappointments, you recognize the abundance of good that naturally surrounds you. Number 3, reframe negative situations. Life will always have unexpected challenges, failures, and disappointments. It's part of life. But what if every negative situation carried a hidden lesson or opportunity? What if setbacks weren't roadblocks, but redirections towards something better? Instead of reacting with frustration or defeat, take a step back and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? This simple shift in mindset can transform obstacles into stepping stones, helping you develop resilience, adaptability, and problem-solving skills. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. Charles R. Swindoll. Thanks for watching this video. How would you like to hear more motivational stories consistently? Do me a favor, support the channel by sharing and commenting below. And please make sure to like and hit that subscribe button to get the latest update. Soon, you will be on your way to feeling inspired.